Mike here, November 7th, 2024. Today, I was just doing some InfoWar activity, some research, and specifically, harm reduction, specifically. And what I came across is the source of funding of what they call harm reduction centers. Now, I had already determined that I was that a unit involved in my quote coordination of care and the follow-up of gathering evidence for an evidence-based program was located in Frog Hollow. So interestingly enough, we have this corporation that is headquartered out of New York, but they've made investments here in Hartford, and they are supporting certain groups such as the Greater Hartford Harm Reduction Coalition. So harm reduction centers are really, really big, okay? And to give you, again, to go over the Local Initiative Support Corporation, it was formed in '79, founded by the Ford Foundation. This is headquartered out of New York City, and its current chairman is Robert E. Rubin, a very, very impressive board chairman. Former Secretary of U.S. Treasury, co-chairman right now of the Council on Foreign Relations. He joined the Clinton administration in '93. He was the first director of National Economic Council. He joined Goldman Sachs in '66 and was co-chairman from 1990 to '92. And from 1999 to 2009, he served as on the board at Citigroup and as a senior advisor. So, he's been around. He's also affiliated with he did a 12-year term as a member of the Harvard Corporation and is now a member of the finance. The other board people that are on the board, many of them have finance backgrounds, banking backgrounds. And what they're doing is, through this corporation, they are, funding initiatives that they support, of course, locally. So here in Missouri, we do have, as you can see here, notable initiatives and programs. We have University of Missouri Show Me Echo program. And you would Google this as Show-Me Echo program. And it's an evidence-based HIV care and prevention program. Okay? The Missouri HIV/AIDS Case Management Program is another notable initiatives and program of this, what they call Local Initiative Support Corporation. Now, the one in Missouri, is called the Missouri Local Initiative Support Corporation. And you can see here that they really support community-based organizations and partnerships and collaborations and capacity building. In other words, they have the technical assistance and capacity building support, enabling them to strengthen their programs and services, in other words, of community people and community organizations. So I found this very interesting. I had already determined that the group that was handling things in Connecticut, in other words, the evidence they gather for their evidence-based program and their, comprehensive, coordinated, directed, case management was out of Frog Hollow, a section of Hartford, where the Greater Hartford Harm Reduction Coalition is located, who is supported by the Local Initiative Support Corporation. Very interesting. So their goal, of course, is to have no more HIV infections by 2030. And I'm going to tell you, the only way that can happen is if everybody is digitalized and, 100%, every last person And of course, we know that's the goal. And so what's being done here with HIV is they have created the entire system that they desire to put the rest of everybody else into, okay, in some way, shape, or fashion on a global. So that's how this all interrelates. And you can see here that we have Robert E. Rubin, who would be described as a New World Order person. And for you folks that still think New World Order is a, quote, conspiracy theory, I mean, there's plenty of footage in the 90s of Herbert Walker Bush using that term. And interestingly enough, Nancy Pelosi was saying the exact same things as George W. Bush. And so we know we've had a uniparty going on for a very, very long time. And it's, of course, tied in with the banking, the social credit score, and the medical system, and everybody being digitalized, tracked and traced 24/7. Everybody's going to be totally safe. But you know what? These folks are looking to put in place the WHO under the UN and have them be the top dog over everybody's health. And literally, it's a dictatorial top-down system. So the next time we happen to have a little emergency, you know, maybe another Bill Gates emergency type thing that's just, I don't know. Guess what? Next time around, you don't desire to take that, whatever, the treatment that might be experimental, might already be known to be dangerous, whatever. If you don't, you might end up finding yourself dealing with a harm reduction center, okay? Because by your actions, you're going to be potentially harmful to society because, quote, you're not whatever you're not doing whatever is needed to be done. I can tell you this system is a nightmare show, a complete nightmare show. And what I've been going through, okay, in the business world, when there is as many problems as been what's going on in my case, endless problems. It's how it was all originated. Plain and simple. A business deal is a problem constantly, okay? When you actually look at it, it's how it was originated, how it was originally begun. And what ends up happening is if it's wrong, everything that from there on in is wrong, complete. And I'm going to tell you, I've been doing a little forensic investigation again. Okay, I unpacked my war room. Okay, it's in the beginning of September. It had been packed up since June of 2022. So it took a little time for me to get some momentum and get refamiliarized, traction, and get going. And also, too, with the knowledge now of the disease I actually suffer from, and with the knowledge of that I was in a forensic assertive community treatment. Okay? Those are two things that I gained knowledge of in 2022. And what ended up happening is it took me 2.5 years of hardcore physical therapy, okay, daily, on the mat, every day, almost every day. I mean, there's days I was so beat up, all I could do was lay there, okay? But I still showed up. It took 2.5 years to undo the damage of not receiving a proper diagnosis or treatment going back to November 2015. I reversed the damage. I'm able to function much better. I still have the connective tissue disease. It's very serious. It's worse than when it first began. It'll be quite easily assessed and diagnosed by a physiotherapist, / manual therapist. I'd like to have both do the diagnosis. Very, very simple. Okay, this is no bullshit. And I still have people trying to treat me as if I'm some kind of a delusional mental case. And we're going to talk about that.